Imagine living in a small home that doesn't feel cramped, crowded, or overwhelming, no matter how many things you need to manage, no matter how busy your days are, and no matter how little space you have to work with. In Japan, where millions of families live in compact apartments, tiny houses, and narrow townhomes, the secret to harmony has nothing to do with luck and everything to do with intention. Japanese households have mastered the art of keeping small spaces beautifully organized without stress. And today, I'm going to reveal 9 Japanese ways to help you transform your small home into a sanctuary of clarity, ease, and calm efficiency. Before we continue, I'd like to ask you something. Tell me which country and city you're watching from. I'd love to know and leave you a heart. And don't forget to subscribe and help me reach the goal of 1,000 likes. Now let's begin with the first Japanese way, one that may seem simple but has the power to reshape your entire home. The philosophy of small home, small habits. Japanese culture understands that organization in a small home is not about big dramatic efforts, but about micro-actions that prevent chaos from building up. Instead of waiting for clutter to become visible, they reset small areas throughout the day, folding a blanket right after using it, aligning shoes the moment they're taken off, clearing a single counter before moving on. These tiny resets create emotional relief and prevent visual overwhelm. The second Japanese way is the practice of one in, one out. In homes where space is limited, accumulation is the enemy of peace. Rather than allowing items to build up, Japanese households naturally balance their belongings. When something new enters the home, clothes, kitchen items, decor, one older item is removed. This keeps the space fresh, controlled, and free from slow-growing clutter. This simple rule ensures that the home never becomes heavier than it needs to be. The third way is embracing multi-purpose items. Japanese homes often rely on tools and furniture that serve more than one function. Folding tables that become countertops, baskets that work as decor and storage, stools that double as side tables, or beds with built-in drawers. This reduces the need for extra furniture and maximizes every square inch. But the Japanese approach is not only practical, it is emotionally freeing, because having fewer, more useful items makes the home easier to manage. The fourth way is creating vertical organization. When floor space is limited, walls become essential. Japanese households use hooks, shelves, rails, and vertical dividers to lift items off surfaces and free the ground. Vertical storage creates visual openness and makes cleaning faster. Even a single vertical element, like a wall-mounted rack or a tall shelf, can transform the feeling of a room. The fifth Japanese way is the strongest weapon against hidden chaos. No floating items. Tsutadi. Everything must have a clear home. In Japan, objects do not wander around the house. Keys have a designated bowl, bags have a hook, cleaning cloths have a drawer, remote controls have a tray, and toiletries have specific compartments. This reduces mental friction and speeds up daily routines. When items return to the same place every time, order becomes automatic. The sixth way is reducing visual noise. Japanese households understand that in small spaces, what you see impacts how you feel. Too many patterns, mismatched colors, or exposed objects can make a home feel chaotic. Instead, they choose cohesive colors, simple lines, and consistent containers. This doesn't mean a home must look plain. It simply means every visual element contributes to calm rather than stimulation. The seventh Japanese way is the practice of use it or release it. In a small home, unused items become emotional weight. Japanese families gently let go of objects that no longer fit their lifestyle. This might include clothes that no longer match their routine, unused gadgets or sentimental items that have completed their purpose. By releasing what no longer serves them, they make space for what truly matters. The eighth way is the 15-second rule. If something can be put away in 15 seconds or less, it is done immediately. This prevents procrastination from turning into clutter. Small actions done instantly create big results over time. And finally, the ninth Japanese way is transforming cleaning into a natural rhythm, not a task. Instead of dedicating one exhausting day to organizing, Japanese families integrate tidying into the flow of living, wiping the sink after brushing teeth, rinsing dishes while cooking, or resetting a room before switching activities. This makes organization a lifestyle rather than a burden. These 9 Japanese ways work together to create a small home that feels larger, lighter, and emotionally calmer. And in the next part, we're going to deepen the first 3 principles: how micro-habits, balanced accumulation, and multi-purpose living truly work inside real Japanese homes. One of these insights might completely change how you see your space. Japanese homes may be small, but the habits that keep them organized are powerful because they are consistent, intuitive, and emotionally intelligent. To truly understand why these spaces stay calm without stress, we need to look deeper into the first 3 Japanese ways: micro-habits, balanced accumulation, and multi-purpose living. These principles form the backbone of peaceful organization, and once you internalize them, your home begins to transform from the inside out. Let's start with micro-habits, tiny actions that prevent disorder from ever gaining ground. In Japan, people understand that clutter isn't created suddenly. It is created through small moments when something is placed in the wrong spot, just for now. The Japanese approach avoids this by resetting spaces as part of the daily rhythm. After using a throw blanket, they fold it immediately. After writing something down, the pen returns to its tray. After cooking, utensils are washed as ingredients simmer. These actions are so quick they barely feel like work, but they make an enormous difference. Micro-habits create continuity, and continuity prevents chaos. Small homes, especially, thrive on these gentle resets because they interrupt the cycle of visual build-up. Tiny clutter becomes large clutter in compact spaces, but micro-habits dissolve it before it ever begins. The emotional impact is equally powerful. When the home stays under control without stress, the mind stays under control too. The second deep principle is balanced accumulation, the one-in, one-out rule. Japanese families treat space like a finite resource, not something that magically expands to hold more belongings. This mindset shifts the entire relationship with possessions. When a new sweater enters, an older one leaves. When a new ceramic bowl is purchased, an older one is passed along. This prevents silent accumulation and preserves harmony. It also encourages intentional purchasing. Before buying something new, Japanese households consider where it will live and what it will replace. This avoids impulse shopping and ensures that every item in the home has meaning or function. Balanced accumulation is freedom disguised as discipline. It removes the emotional heaviness that comes from having too many things for too little space. It also creates a natural limit that simplifies decision-making. Instead of asking, "Should I keep this?" the question becomes, "What will this replace?" This subtle shift makes organization feel lighter and more empowering. The third major concept is multi-purpose living, a defining characteristic of Japanese homes. Because space is limited, items must earn their place through versatility. A bench becomes seating, shoe storage, and a side table. A basket becomes a laundry holder in the morning and a blanket holder at night. A futon transforms from a bed to a living room floor space within minutes. Even cooking tools are chosen with intentional flexibility. Instead of filling drawers with dozens of gadgets, Japanese kitchens rely on a few high-quality tools that perform many tasks. This creates space without forcing minimalism. Multi-purpose living is especially meaningful for small homes because it eliminates the need for excessive furniture or storage units that take up valuable space. When one item replaces three, the home breathes again. Another essential aspect is furniture that moves. Folding tables, collapsible laundry racks, stackable stools, and rolling shelves. Movement equals freedom in tiny spaces. The Japanese understand this deeply, and they design their homes to adapt rather than remain rigid. But there's a deeper layer here. Multi-purpose living also reduces stress. When items are easy to move, store, or transform, it becomes effortless to reset a room for different activities. A living room can become a dining space, a workspace, or a relaxation area without friction. This flexibility turns a small home into a responsive environment instead of a restricting one. Together, micro-habits, balanced accumulation, and multi-purpose living create a foundation where organization becomes natural rather than forced. They make small spaces feel livable, breathable, and emotionally light. And when these principles are combined, something magical happens. Your home stops feeling like a limiting box and starts feeling like a well-orchestrated rhythm. But these are only the beginning. In the next part, we will explore 3 more Japanese ways that shape the emotional tone and structure of a small home. Vertical thinking, eliminating floating items, and reducing visual noise. These principles transform not just how your home looks, but how it makes you feel when you walk through the door. And the next insight especially has the power to completely change the way you organize your space. To keep a small home perfectly organized without stress, the next 3 Japanese ways, vertical thinking, eliminating floating items, and reducing visual noise, play a crucial role. These principles reshape the physical structure of your home so it supports peace instead of working against it. When space is limited, every inch matters, but the Japanese approach goes beyond simply using space. It focuses on making space feel open, supportive, and emotionally calm. The first principle we'll deepen here is vertical thinking. In Japan, where many homes are compact, vertical space becomes a valuable asset. Instead of expanding outward, they expand upward. Walls become organization tools. A single vertical shelf can replace a cluster of small horizontal tables. Hooks remove items from surfaces. Hanging organizers keep small objects out of sight but within reach. Rails hold kitchen utensils, cloths, or even cutting boards. And floating shelves create storage without consuming precious floor space. Vertical thinking does more than organize. It frees the floor, and when the floor is clear, the home feels instantly larger. Even in narrow hallways or tiny kitchens, lifting items upward creates visual openness. This reduces the sense of confinement that small homes often create. By organizing vertically, movement becomes effortless, cleaning becomes easier, and the home gains a natural flow. Japanese families rely on this principle because it transforms small spaces into functional, efficient environments without adding clutter or heaviness. The second principle we must explore is eliminating floating items. Floating items are objects that don't belong anywhere specific. They travel from table to counter, from sofa to shelf, from chair to drawer. They are the seeds of clutter. Japanese households avoid this by assigning a dedicated home to every single item. Not a vague place, but a precise one. Keys go in a bowl by the door, pens go in a tray. Remote controls go in a designated basket. Bags hang on a specific hook. Even cleaning cloths, chargers, and hair accessories have defined homes. This clarity eliminates decision fatigue. When everything has a place, everything returns to its place naturally. There's no internal negotiation, no "I'll leave it here for now," no stress about where to store things. Eliminating floating items also makes the home feel emotionally grounded. When objects stop wandering, your mind stops wandering with them. You feel anchored, supported, and in control of your space. And this leads directly to the third principle: reducing visual noise. Small homes magnify every detail. What might look like a small amount of clutter in a large house can feel overwhelming in a compact space. Japanese households achieve harmony by simplifying what the eyes see. They avoid busy patterns, clashing colors, and exposed storage. Instead, they choose cohesive tones, closed cabinets, matching containers, and clean surfaces. Simplicity is not about being empty. It is about reducing competition. When items don't compete for attention, your mind doesn't compete for calm. Reducing visual noise also means grouping items together instead of scattering them. A single tray for perfumes looks cleaner than bottles spread across a dresser. One basket for children's toys creates order instead of dozens lying around. Even in the kitchen, placing frequently used items on one organized rail or board creates structure rather than scattering tools everywhere. Another powerful aspect of reducing visual noise is limiting open shelving. Open shelves are visually heavy, especially when filled. Japanese homes use them sparingly, and when they do, they curate them intentionally. A small plant, a neatly folded towel, a few essential dishes. Everything else is kept behind closed doors to maintain visual serenity. The emotional impact of reducing visual noise is immense. People often don't realize how much mental energy is drained by busy visuals until they remove them. When colors soften, surfaces clear, and objects align, the nervous system relaxes. And when the nervous system relaxes, life feels easier. Vertical thinking, eliminating floating items, and reducing visual noise work together to transform a small home into a peaceful one. They maximize space, reduce chaos, and create an environment that feels intentional rather than accidental. But we are only halfway through the transformation. In the next part, we will explore 3 more Japanese ways that deepen the emotional intelligence of the home: releasing unused items, applying the 15-second rule, and creating natural rhythms of organization. The next principle, in particular, reveals why Japanese homes rarely fall back into disorder, and how you can bring that same effortless clarity into your small space. The next 3 Japanese ways: releasing unused items, applying the 15-second rule, and creating natural rhythms of organization, are the emotional core of keeping a small home perfectly organized without stress. These habits prevent the slow build-up of clutter, eliminate the mental weight that tiny spaces often carry, and help your home stay peaceful without constant effort. Let's begin with one of the most liberating Japanese practices: releasing unused items. In Japan, homes are small, so keeping items just in case is not a sustainable habit. Every object takes space, energy, and attention. Japanese families gently let go of items that are no longer used, needed, or loved. This does not mean discarding everything quickly. Instead, the Japanese assess items with calm honesty. Has this been used in the last season? Does it serve my current life? Does it bring ease, beauty, or function? If the answer is no, the item is thanked and released. This keeps the home aligned with the present, not weighed down by the past. Releasing unused items is emotional cleansing disguised as organization. When you let go of things you no longer need, your home gains room to breathe, and so do you. The second Japanese way is the 15-second rule. This rule states that if something can be put away in 15 seconds or less, it should be done immediately. This small habit dissolves procrastination before it becomes clutter. Placing a book back on the shelf, 15 seconds. Returning scissors to the drawer, 15 seconds. Hanging a bag on its hook, 15 seconds. These tiny actions prevent the snowball effect of disorganization. The 15-second rule also reduces the emotional weight of tidying. When tasks are small and quick, they don't become heavy. You stop postponing what takes almost no time at all, and your home remains in a constant state of gentle order. The third Japanese way in this part is creating natural rhythms of organization. Instead of scheduling long, exhausting cleaning days, Japanese homes weave tidying into the flow of daily life. They reset spaces when transitioning from one activity to another. They tidy as they cook. They wipe surfaces while waiting for water to boil. They fold laundry shortly after it dries. They perform quick resets before bed and brief refreshes in the morning. Organization becomes an effortless rhythm rather than a forced event. Natural rhythms reduce the emotional intensity of cleaning because there is no build-up. When the home is maintained softly throughout the day, nothing ever becomes overwhelming. This rhythm also nurtures emotional stability. Moving through small, peaceful tasks slows the mind, reduces anxiety, and increases the sense of control. These three principles, releasing unused items, the 15-second rule, and rhythmic organization, work together in a small home like a gentle tide that constantly refreshes the space. They keep drawers light, surfaces clear, and rooms breathable. They prevent the weight of mess stress, which can feel magnified inside small homes where every object is more noticeable. When these habits become second nature, a small home feels more like a sanctuary than a limitation. But we still have one final layer to explore: the Japanese transformation of cleaning into a natural lifestyle rather than a chore. In the next part, we'll look at how Japanese families cultivate emotional harmony through cleaning rituals, gentle resets, nightly closures, and the mindset that turns small homes into peaceful environments day after day. The next insight reveals the true secret behind stress-free organization and why Japanese homes stay calm even in the busiest seasons of life. The final transformation in keeping a small home perfectly organized without stress comes from understanding how Japanese families view cleaning and maintenance, not as chores, but as expressions of harmony, gratitude, and emotional reset. In a small home, where clutter accumulates quickly and each item feels magnified, this mindset becomes the difference between a space that drains you and a space that restores you. The first part of this transformation is embracing cleaning as a natural moment rather than a task. In Japan, cleaning is woven into daily life the same way breathing is woven into living. Surfaces are wiped after use. Floors are swept lightly as part of the morning routine. Items are returned to their places before moving to the next activity. None of these habits are dramatic. They are soft, brief, and almost invisible, but they keep the home consistently fresh. By turning cleaning into gentle moments instead of big projects, the home never reaches a point of overwhelm. The second part is the practice of nightly closure. Before bedtime, Japanese families perform a short, calming ritual that returns the home to a peaceful baseline. Dishes are washed or rinsed, counters are cleared, shoes are aligned, blankets are folded, lights are softened. This nightly reset has a profound psychological effect. It closes the emotional chapter of the day, allowing the mind to rest more deeply, and each morning begins with clarity instead of stress. The third aspect is the emotional connection to cleaning. In Japan, cleaning is often viewed as an act of gratitude toward the home. This mindset makes the simplest tasks feel meaningful. Wiping the table becomes thanking it for holding meals. Sweeping the floor becomes clearing the path for tomorrow. Folding laundry becomes caring for yourself and your family. This emotional reframing removes resistance. When cleaning becomes a gesture of care rather than a punishment for disorder, the entire atmosphere of the home softens. The fourth layer of transformation is the presence of mindful pauses. Japanese homes often incorporate moments of stillness, a cup of tea after tidying the kitchen, a moment near a window after resetting the living room, a deep breath taken before starting the nightly closure. These pauses connect the person to the home emotionally, reinforcing that the space is a partner in daily well-being rather than a burden. Another powerful aspect is the Japanese preference for gentle tools. Soft cloths, minimal cleaning products, natural brushes, and simple containers keep cleaning sensory-friendly. These tools make tidying feel like a calm experience instead of an abrasive one. When the senses feel supported, the body relaxes, and cleaning becomes easier. The fifth part is the seasonal shift. In Japan, the beginning of each new season brings a natural moment of refreshing the home. Closets are reorganized, bedding is changed, items from the previous season are released or stored. This prevents stagnation and keeps the home in sync with life. It also prevents small homes from becoming overcrowded with items that no longer match the weather, routine, or emotional rhythm of the family. The final part of this Japanese transformation is a mindset that small homes thrive on: completion energy. Japanese families rarely let tasks linger in incomplete states. When something is started, it is gently finished. When something is opened, it is either used or put away. This keeps the home emotionally clean, as well as physically tidy. Completion energy builds confidence, reduces mental noise, and prevents the subconscious stress that comes from seeing unfinished tasks in your living space. All these elements, natural cleaning moments, nightly closure, emotional gratitude, mindful pauses, gentle tools, seasonal care, and completion energy, work together to keep a small home balanced and serene. These habits make organization a lifestyle, not a chore. And when you combine them with the earlier principles, micro-habits, vertical thinking, reducing visual noise, eliminating floating items, and multi-purpose living, you unlock the true Japanese secret. The home becomes peaceful because it is cared for consistently and tenderly. Now we arrive at the final part of this journey. In the next section, I will bring all 9 Japanese ways together into one inspiring closing message that shows how each principle works in harmony to transform not just your small home, but your daily life. This last part ties everything together with clarity, encouragement, and a powerful reminder of what peaceful living truly means. A small home becomes peaceful not through perfection, expensive decor, or endless storage solutions, but through the quiet power of consistent, intentional habits. When you bring together the 9 Japanese ways we explored, micro-habits, balanced accumulation, multi-purpose living, vertical thinking, eliminating floating items, reducing visual noise, releasing unused items, the 15-second rule, and natural rhythms, you begin to shape a home that supports you instead of overwhelming you. These principles work because they are simple, sustainable, and deeply emotional. They transform organization from a stressful task into a natural experience of harmony. Micro-habits keep the home calm in the smallest moments. Balanced accumulation prevents the emotional heaviness of owning too much. Multi-purpose living makes the most of limited space. Vertical thinking frees the floor and expands the visual openness of every room. Eliminating floating items creates a sense of order without effort. Reducing visual noise soothes the nervous system and brings mental clarity. Releasing unused items keeps the home aligned with your current life. The 15-second rule stops clutter before it begins. And natural rhythms make tidying feel like breathing instead of labor. Together, these 9 ways help your small home feel bigger, lighter, and easier to care for. They create a space where objects don't fight for attention, where movement feels free, and where daily life feels less chaotic and more intentional. But the true transformation happens not in the habits themselves, but in what they do for your emotional well-being. When your home is organized with care, your mind becomes clearer. When your surroundings are calm, your heart softens. When your routines are gentle, you feel supported instead of rushed. And when your home becomes a sanctuary, you begin to show up for your life with renewed energy and deeper presence. Japanese households live with a truth that is easy to forget. A peaceful home is built little by little, moment by moment. It doesn't require dramatic changes. It requires attention, a folded blanket, a cleared counter, a closed loop, a calm reset before bed, a thoughtful pause before buying something new, a small release of something no longer needed, a 15-second gesture of order. These tiny moments create an environment that restores you through your days and holds you softly through your nights. And the beauty of these 9 ways is that anyone can practice them. It doesn't matter how small your space is. It doesn't matter how busy your schedule is. It doesn't matter how much clutter you're starting with. If you apply these principles consistently, even gently, your home will transform. It will begin to breathe. It will begin to support your rhythm instead of fighting against it. It will feel like a partner in your well-being instead of an obstacle to your peace. Before we close, I want to invite you to choose just one of these 9 Japanese ways and begin practicing it today. Not next week, not someday, today. That one small action will open a path to harmony inside your home, and once you feel the difference, the rest of the habits will follow naturally. And if this video inspired you, helped you, or brought clarity to your life, I invite you to subscribe, share it, and help this community grow. Your support truly matters and helps me bring more peaceful, meaningful content to you every week. Thank you for being here, and may your home become a place where harmony lives in every corner, every moment, and every breath you take.